Consider a world in which you are not constrained by physical or mental limits, where you are the master of your own destiny, and where the mysteries of the universe unfold before you like a flowering flower. This is not some far-off paradise. It is a condition of being that every one of us may attain. Spiritual awakening is a transforming journey that transcends the boundaries of our physical body and ego. A profound sense of self-awareness and global connectedness is spiritual awakening. It's like opening a door that reveals a totally new view on reality, one that was always present but unnoticed. Carl Jung, the renowned Swiss psychiatrist, once stated that whomever looks outside dreams, whoever looks inside awakens. The initiator, discontent. Have you ever had a constant feeling of dissatisfaction? A nagging sensation that, after getting all you thought you wanted, something is still missing. This widespread dissatisfaction is not an outlier. It is a strongly felt common human experience. It's like a puzzle with an important piece missing. You have the whole image, yet it feels curiously unfinished and left you wanting more. This unhappiness frequently displays itself in a variety of ways. A high-level position that leaves you unsatisfied and yearning for more. A great relationship that doesn't appear to be enough to satisfy your spirit. Or a luxury lifestyle that doesn't provide you the joy and fulfillment you expected. And it is this nagging sense that causes you to wonder, to seek something beyond the banal and materialistic world that surrounds you. Consider the story of Siddhartha Gautama, who lived in grandeur but was dissatisfied with his life and left his palace in search of the truth. Consider Eckhart Tolle, who endured tremendous despair before undergoing an inner transformation that led to spiritual insight. These anecdotes demonstrate how dissatisfaction may serve as a catalyst for spiritual enlightenment. Dissatisfaction forces us out of our comfort zone, prompting us to seek greater significance. It acts as a catalyst, compelling us to reconsider the essence of our existence and the veracity of our impressions. It's a spark that lights the flame of spiritual enlightenment, pointing us in the direction of enlightened consciousness. Rumi, a 13th century Persian poet, observed that the wound is where the light enters you. Discontent is the wound that gives life to our spiritual path. The move from a feeling of dissatisfaction to spiritual awakening is marked by a period of questioning and seeking. This stage is triggered by the understanding that the physical aspects of life, such as riches, position, and material belongings, are not satisfying our deepest yearnings. Our inner voice encourages us to ask fundamental questions. What is my goal? What really are my genuine values? Is there more to life than meets the eye? These are not only academic concerns, but soul-stirring inquiries that point us in the direction of spiritual enlightenment. We begin to see the world from a refreshingly new perspective when we begin to question and think. Materialism, which once seemed to be the end-all and be-all, is progressively losing its hold and fading away. The glitz and glam of money and celebrity begin to disappear, giving place to a strong yearning to pursue a deeper knowledge of life. This change is analogous to gazing under the surface of the ocean rather than being satisfied with its apparent beauty, as the ocean's genuine beauty lies beneath its surface. Similarly, the essence of life awaits discovery and acceptance with open arms outside the sphere of material goods. The transition from materialism to a search for higher meaning is a necessary aspect of spiritual awakening. It's an interior journey that entails rediscovering and realigning oneself with basic human characteristics like compassion, love, and humility. The aim, as the 14th Dalai Lama eloquently stated, is not to be better than the other guy, but to be better than your former self. This transformation is about acknowledging the transience of worldly goods and pursuing something more fundamental, enduring, and satisfying, the genuine substance of life. We engage on a journey that leads to enlightened consciousness by questioning and searching, a condition of being in which the superficiality of life fades and the true substance of existence reveals. Enlightenment, the dawning. Enlightenment, also known as spiritual awakening, is a profoundly transformational process that broadens our awareness and drastically modifies our understanding of reality. Consider yourself in a poorly lit room while the light is progressively increased. You see nothing at first, but as the light brightens, you begin to detect forms, then a kaleidoscope of colors, and finally you realize everything in the room, with absolute clarity. This metaphor depicts the deep and awe-inspiring path of spiritual awakening nicely. As we progress deeper into the profound process of waking, our perspectives alter. We begin to perceive beyond the realms of the concrete, material, and transitory. We begin to understand the universality of human experience, the connectivity that ties all beings, and the cyclical aspect of existence. Our reality's matrix undergoes a fundamental transformation, revealing complexities previously missed in our obsessive chase of material items. We learn to truly accept spiritual principles that accord harmoniously with the fundamental essence of reality during this transformational and illuminating journey. Three things, as Buddha correctly stated, cannot be hidden for long: the radiant sun, the tranquil moon, and the timeless truth. As our consciousness expands, we gradually see and accept the fundamental truth about our existence, nurturing and embodying virtues like limitless love, unshakable compassion, profound appreciation, and profound humility. These profoundly held ideals act as a guiding light, illuminating our journey toward a world that is delicately balanced, amazingly calm, and perfectly attuned to the vast cosmic symphony. In essence, the awakening does not imply renunciation of the world. Rather, it is about embracing a more comprehensive and thorough knowledge of it. It is about understanding that we are not separate creatures battling the universe, but rather an inherent part of the cosmos, moving down the river of life. Internal strife and resistance. It is very uncommon for us to be faced by our innermost fears, questions, and uncertainties as we start on this journey of spiritual awakening. In reality, these seemingly frightening obstacles are an essential part of the trip and should be welcomed rather than dreaded. Consider the goldsmith purifying gold as an analogy. To expose the actual brilliance of the gold, it must first be subjected to extreme heat. Similarly, we experience cleansing metamorphosis by confronting our innermost fears and anxieties. Resistance, while frequently seen negatively, serves an important part in our personal growth and strengthening. It's like a seed rejecting the dirt around it and pushing through to emerge as a robust, tenacious plant. This resistance, this fight, is an essential element of its development, allowing it to become stronger and more resilient. Similarly, rather of recoiling in the face of opposition, we can see it as an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to gain resilience and strength. Remember that every battle, every moment of resistance is a step closer to transcendence, to waking. Rumi, the sage, once stated that the wound is where the light enters you. We discover the most deep opportunity for development and enlightenment in these periods of tremendous inner upheaval. When we reach this stage of spiritual awareness, we frequently find ourselves standing before what appears to be an abyss. It symbolizes the unknown, a wide expanse of ambiguity that can be both frightening and unnerving. This is the critical point at which we must decide to let go of old certainties, old ways of thinking and behaving that no longer serve us. It is stepping off the ledge of the known and diving into the depths of unknown seas. We may find ourselves wondering what is beyond the bounds of our known world as we cross this uncharted territory. The solution, however unsettling, is simple. There are endless options. It is a huge decision to accept the unknown. It is a purposeful decision to relinquish control, to detach from the secure harbor of assurance, and to let the winds of spiritual growth guide us. It is the realization that we are not always the captain of our own ship, but rather the passenger, allowing life to take us in unexpected places. We unlearn old habits and open ourselves to fresh ideas and experiences that stimulate development and enlightenment in this unfamiliar area. This trip into the unknown is frequently accompanied with solitude, but rather than perceiving it as a condition of loneliness, embrace it as a moment of profound self-discovery. We dive into the depths of our being in isolation, revealing truths about ourselves that were buried behind the commotion and distractions of regular life. It is a time for introspection, when we may listen to the whispers of our souls and discover our true selves. This interior trip is not a retreat from the world, but rather an investigation of our inner universe. Remember, while we go through this part of the trip, the labyrinth of the unknown is not a trap for us to fall into, but rather a road guiding us to great development and enlightenment. According to philosopher Joseph Campbell, it is only by diving down into the abyss that we may reclaim the treasures of life. Your treasure can be found wherever you stumble. The abyss should not be feared, but rather welcomed as a cradle of self-discovery and regeneration. The process of waking frequently leads us to confront our shadows, those aspects of our psyche that we have neglected, rejected, or hidden. As Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung put it, becoming enlightened is achieved not by visualizing figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Facing and accepting our shadow is a difficult but necessary stage in our spiritual path. To dive into our inner selves, to confront our fears, phobias, and traumas, and to embrace them as important elements of our identity takes enormous bravery. This procedure can be unpleasant, if not painful, at times. However, only by accepting and loving our darkness can we genuinely embrace and radiate our inner light. In the spiritual sense, rebirth is about discovering and accepting our genuine identity rather than losing our previous self. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes, reborn with a renewed sense of self that is more authentic to our core. This new identity is formed by our deepest ideas, feelings, and ambitions, rather than by society standards, expectations, or labels. The highest manifestation of our authenticity is living our truth. It allows our behaviors to be consistent with our inner values and beliefs. The significance of this cannot be emphasized, for only by living our truth can we obtain a sense of fulfillment and purpose. It is, above all, "To thy own self be true," as Shakespeare famously wrote in Hamlet. Not only do we build the road for our own enlightenment in this way, but we also encourage others to go on their own journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. When we accept our actual selves and begin to live our truth, we begin to feel a sense of oneness, an understanding that we are not separate creatures, but rather important components of a huge cosmic tapestry. This is the stage of oneness, the realization that all existence is inextricably interwoven, with each thread contributing to the overall integrity. Every element in the cosmos, from the smallest atom to the greatest galaxy, interacts in a complex ballet of cause and effect, just as separate notes harmonize to make a symphony. This revelation is accompanied by a deep sense of belonging, a reassuring knowledge that we are never truly alone. We are active players in this universal dance, our actions reverberating outwards, impacting and being impacted by the environment around us. With this realization of connectivity comes the acceptance of oneness and unconditional love. We start to realize that separation is an illusion, that beyond the surface of unique identities and various shapes, we are basically one. This awareness allows for a transformation in mindset, from one of judgment and division to one of acceptance and compassion. We begin to love unconditionally, not because of our apparent differences, but because we see that we are all representations of the same universal awareness at our heart. This transformative realization of oneness brings in a tremendous sense of calm and contentment. We are no longer wandering souls looking for acceptance and recognition, but rather interconnected creatures reveling in the delight of being alive. We are not ordinary people enjoying a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings going through a human journey. In this condition of oneness, we find ourselves at home in the cosmos, our hearts echoing the beat of creation, our souls dancing in unison with the cosmic song of love and togetherness, as philosopher Pierre Teilhard de Chardin wonderfully articulated. As we engage on this profound path of spiritual awakening, we begin to see a plethora of signals and meaningful coincidences that appear to transcend the world of plain chance. These exquisitely choreographed synchronicities are the times when the cosmos appears to speak directly to us, confirming our course and softly guiding our every step. They may appear as recurrent numbers, coincidental meetings, or repeated symbols, each delivering a distinct and deliberate message suited precisely to our own path. These synchronicities are not random coincidences, but rather the universe's method of proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are actually in accordance with our greater purpose. They are subtle nudges, gently pushing us to trust profoundly in the universe's unfathomable knowledge and goodwill. We learn to move naturally and happily with the ebbs and flows of life as we continue to increase our trust, graciously giving control and letting the vast and boundless cosmos to gently guide us along our journey. Learning to listen to our intuition is another important component of moving with life. Our intuition is our inner compass, a natural guidance that acts outside of reasoning and resonates with truth and honesty. We learn to manage our spiritual path with elegance and confidence as we develop our intuitive sense, deciphering the tiny hints and whispers that lead us to our final goal. Every synchronicity, every intuitive nudging, every enlightened consciousness remembers is a verse in the global symphony of existence, asking us to dance in unison with its divine beat. The path to enlightened consciousness necessitates an unflinching dedication to truth, as well as a daring and unwavering resolution to shed the social masks that we wear to fit into the world's prescribed molds. These masks frequently symbolize the personalities we develop in order to win the approval, acceptance, and affection of people around us. They frequently do nothing more than stifle our inner essence and cause us to forget who we truly are. Consider living life on your own terms, free of the fear of criticism and societal expectations. Isn't that a freeing thought? This is what it means to embrace your genuine self. It is about discarding layers of deception and shining brightly as your real self. This route of authenticity may appear intimidating at first because it demands us to walk outside of our comfort zones and fearlessly step into the unknown. Isn't it, however, the only way to fully achieve our ability to experience life in all its complexity and depth? The worth of sincerity much outweighs the transitory joy of external acceptance. Authenticity is the foundation of true relationships and the key to living a life of meaning and joy. We recognize our distinct identity by being real, and we motivate others to do the same. Authenticity gives our encounters life by infusing them with honesty and depth. It enables us to connect with people on a deep level, hearts communicating with hearts. Isn't that the type of connection we all seek? Remember that the universe never makes errors. You are who you are for a reason. So why not accept it? Why not commemorate it? It is time to walk into your actual self's grandeur and let the authentic expression of your soul shine brilliantly. Only then can we genuinely blend with the universe's music, elegantly dancing to the beat of our true selves. The road of spiritual awakening calls us to elevate our awareness, to rise beyond the everyday and experience life in its fullest, deepest sense. This ascension is not a sudden occurrence, but rather a steady ascension that occurs when we begin to develop beyond the usual consciousness. The ordinary mind, caught up in the trappings of the physical world, sees reality through a narrow lens, constrained by time, location, and sensory experiences. But what if we could overcome these constraints? What if we could tap into an infinite store of intelligence within us? This is the domain of one's higher self. Recognizing our higher selves is like waking up a sleeping giant within us. It is the part of ourselves that is unaffected by life's tumult, radiating calm, knowledge, and unconditional love. Our higher self is the compass that consistently steers us toward our true north, bringing clarity in the midst of uncertainty, strength in the face of hardship, and a feeling of purpose in the face of apparent randomness. As our awareness grows higher, we begin to perceive a more complete comprehension of reality. We are no longer separate beings navigating life on our own. Instead, we become conscious of our connectivity with the rest of the cosmos. Every thought, emotion, and action we have sends ripples out into the universe, impacting and being impacted by the immense fabric of life. This view of reality as an interrelated whole develops a deep sense of oneness, compassion, and responsibility for all of creation. Elevation of consciousness is a lived experience, a transformational journey that redefines our vision of ourselves and the world around us. Not just a philosophical abstraction. It is about letting go of old restricting paradigms and adopting a new, broadened viewpoint, one that acknowledges the majesty of our existence and the boundless possibilities that life offers. The journey of spiritual awakening catapults us into a new world in which we work not as isolated creatures, but as co-creators with the cosmos. This stage is distinguished by an appreciation for the power of intention and manifestation. You've probably heard the expression, energy flows where attention goes. This is what manifestation is all about. Our ideas have creative power when they are fueled by our intention. When we direct our mental energy toward a certain objective or want, we activate the energies necessary to make that reality a reality. Consider the Pygmalion effect, a psychological phenomena in which high expectations lead to higher performance. This impact demonstrates the strength of anticipation and belief. Our ideas and beliefs generate a self-fulfilling prophecy that shapes our reality. Our ideas and intents chisel away at the enormous field of potentiality, molding our subjective experience, much as a sculptor chisels away stone to unveil the statue within. The key to co-creation is to recognize our creative connection with the divine. This isn't about sitting around waiting for God to intervene. Rather, it is about acting in accordance with our objectives while leaving the outcome to the global flow. It's similar to sailing a boat. The wind cannot be controlled, but the sails may be adjusted. Similarly, while we may not be able to control every occurrence, we can impact the course of our life by aligning our thoughts, feelings, and actions with our best objectives. Remember that the cosmos is a reflection of our interior condition, not a distinct thing out there. It responds to the frequency of our vibration. Fear and uncertainty are examples of low-vibrating ideas that can stymie the manifestation process, whereas love and appreciation are examples of high-vibrational thoughts that can speed it up. Everything, as Albert Einstein famously stated, is energy, and that's all there is to it. You can't help but obtain the reality you desire if you match the frequency of that reality. There is no other option. This is not a philosophical discussion. This is how physics works. Understanding and deliberately engaging in the divine dance of purpose, action, and surrender is what co-creation is all about. It is about realizing that we are not passive observers in the cosmos, but active players in molding our own fate. We come into our power via this collaboration with the divine, using our natural potential to actualize our dreams and live a life of purpose, abundance, and pleasure. Love and compassion without conditions. Unconditional love is the foundation of the cosmos, the infinite source from which all creation emerges. It is the sustaining force that pervades every atom, galaxy, every piece of the cosmos. It is the glue that holds every element together, resulting in the harmonic dance of existence that we see all around us. To awaken spiritually is to tap into our infinite store of love. As the great spiritual teacher Dishnadhan so eloquently stated, the source of love is deep inside us, and we may assist others in realizing a tremendous deal of happiness. A single word, deed, or thought may alleviate another person's pain and provide them joy. The natural path of this awakening is to cultivate compassion, forgiveness, and acceptance. Compassion is the ability to experience another person's grief as our own, therefore dispelling the illusion of separateness. It encourages us to love everyone, including those who have harmed us, and to forgive. In exchange, forgiveness frees us from the bonds of bitterness, allowing us to recover emotionally. It is a gift we offer to ourselves, allowing us to go on free of the burdens of the past. The final element of this spiritual jigsaw is acceptance. It is the realization that everyone is on their own road, facing their own battles and learning their own lessons. It entails accepting all parts of life, the good and the bad, the joy and the suffering, with the understanding that each experience is a stepping stone on the way to enlightenment. We stop resisting life's flow when we approach it with acceptance, allowing ourselves to develop and adapt with grace and ease. We connect ourselves with the highest vibratory frequency by practicing unconditional love, compassion, acceptance, and forgiveness, altering not just our lives, but also the world around us. As we come to the end of our journey through the phases of spiritual awakening, let us do it with humility and thankfulness. It's critical to remember that this is a journey of self-discovery, not a race. Humility keeps us anchored in the realization that there is always more to learn and more progress to be had. Gratitude, on the other hand, keeps us in the present moment, allowing us to enjoy the beauty of the present moment and acknowledge each event as a valuable lesson. Remember that the path to enlightenment is not a solitary one. You are part of a community of searchers, each on their own path to waking. Engage with this information, share your experiences, ask questions, learn from others, and add to this community's collective expertise. We're all just walking each other home, as the philosopher Ram Dass famously stated. This is your invitation to go on this spiritual awakening adventure. Let us support and learn from one another as we walk each other home with humility and thankfulness. Take a minute now to consider what you've learned and how you may use what you've learned to your spiritual path. Remember that every stride forward, no matter how tiny, is a step closer to enlightenment. Begin where you are. Use what you have and do the best you can. A 1,000-mile trip begins with a single step. Take that first step today.